system. After years of searching for spiritual alignment, Dawn, along with her husband Chad, discovered the religion of spiritualism, and this became the cornerstone of their shared spiritual path. United by their commitment, they have devoted themselves to serving spirit together, finding both purpose and fulfillment in their spiritual practice. Dawn holds a bachelor's degree in business administration and a master's degree in human resource management. She is a graduate of the Fellowships of the Spirit School of Spiritual Healing and Prophecy and is an ordained minister. Dawn is a certified Reiki master practitioner and an evidential medium who regularly serves spirit by providing messages of comfort and healing. As an enthusiastic reader and committed lifetime learner, Dawn actively pursues knowledge from a wide range of sources to reach well-informed conclusions to advance her personal and spiritual development. Dawn's home church is the Spiritual Path Spiritualist Church in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, where she serves as a healer, medium, and inspirational speaker. And I've met Dawn and her husband, who is a runner like me, in Lilydale during the summer season, and we were talking, I think, in the auditorium, and she was telling me how she speaks, and I was like, well, why don't you come and speak for the Church of Living Spirit? We like to have our fellow spiritualist churches and members join us and be a part of our service. So without further ado, Dawn Beard.
Thank you, Nancy. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Everybody having a wonderful morning so far?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good morning. There we go. I thought you had it warmed up for me.
Yeah, right.
Each of our stories, whether rising above adversity, basking in triumph, building resilience, it all adds vibrant threads to the rich tapestry that is humanity. The encouragement, the companionship we offer reminds us that one another has to be completely and 100% evolved. Even when we stumble in hardship, these moments shape us, offering opportunities to grow, to reflect, and to see life from new angles. Imagine a time when someone's words or presence lifted your spirits, helped you persevere. It is in the small but meaningful exchanges that is the heartbeat that we consider our communities. It's natural to crave clear answers, yet life's most profound growth unfolds with uncertainty. When we face challenges, we have to adapt our plans. We have to work through disappointment. We build resilience. We build our insight. Looking back, we realize that the setbacks are not just obstacles we had to face. Those lessons that forge our inner strength and faiths in past may only reveal themselves with time. How often have you found in moments of doubt that it was the struggle itself that made you more wise, made you more compassionate? In this gentle space, excuse me, where we gather as seekers of knowledge and as kindred spirits, we are united by questions that linger in the quiet moments. They are in the quiet spaces of each of our hearts. Perhaps the most profound of these questions is, what is the meaning of life? This question is as old as time. It has been with me personally in the silent hours when I wake up before everyone else in my house, which is pretty often. It's in laughter with my friends and with my loved ones. It's in moments of quiet solitude during meditation. Today, I'd like to share some reflections from my own journey, and I invite you to listen not only with your mind, but with your heart open, and perhaps you'll find echoes of your own story within mine. The significance of life is seldom revealed in a singular moment. Rather, it emerges gradually in the patterns and decisions that define our daily existences. It unfolds slowly, almost imperceptibly, as we go about our daily lives. It is in the interactions we have with loved ones, with our neighbors, with our coworkers. It is in the daily errands that we run, and it is in the breaths that we take. I would like to ask you to take just a brief moment. Think back to any of the crossroads you have faced on your own life journey. I encourage each of you to reflect on the memories and the moments you have encountered along that journey. Moments of choice that have influenced your current circumstances. These moments of decision, large and small, have shaped who you are sitting here listening to this talk today. Throughout my life, I personally have faced many crossroads, both positive and some not so positive. I've often thought back over my life's decisions, as we all have a tendency to do. I've found that for me, there are a few very impactful decisions that have carried me through my life. They were not always the best decisions. They did not always result in the perfect outcome, because whatever does the way we plan it. The lessons, however, from these situations made me who I am today. And the most important part of that fact is I like who I am today. The good, the bad, I am me. Thinking back, way back, to when I first moved away from home, it was filled with uncertainty. It was filled with almost crippling fear. But in my heart, there was still a resolute understanding. This was the beginning of my own story. I was the author. I want to say that again. We are the authors of our own stories. I can still vividly remember the scent of rain on the pavement, because if anybody's been to Arizona in the summer, there's always rain in the summer. I can remember how my hands trembled as I unlocked the door for the first time to that new apartment. It was my new chapter. It was then, at that moment, that I realized that meaning arises in embracing the unknown, stepping into change, and trusting that each step, no matter how uncertain and how terrifying, serves a purpose. Each of us has weathered storms. We've cherished the sunshine, navigated heartbreak, tasted triumph. We've grown in ways we could have never imagined. In those encounters that happen outside of ourselves, we can see the meaning written in the tapestry of our lives. Sometimes that is a parent's gentle encouragement, even when we are adults, most especially when we are adults getting it from our parents. A child's laughter, the courage to rebuild after disappointment, laughing with friends, or the simple act of reaching out when we need support. While every single one of our journeys is different, none are solitary. Spirit walks beside each of us, whispering encouragement when we waver, and celebrating our progress as we move forward. Much too often, we hope for easy answers. And if anybody has lived their lives, you know there is no such thing. But Spirit, with its infinite kindness, gives us teachers that are in the form of challenges. The questions that we have are endless, but they are necessary. Why did this friendship end? Why did this relationship that I thought was my forever end? I remember a time that I had what I thought was the perfect plan, and it just simply fell apart. A job that I desperately wanted slipped through my fingers with nothing more of an explanation than we're going a different direction. We've all probably experienced that in one way, shape, or form. I can remember the feelings, just almost as if it were yesterday. I can remember feeling lost, feeling alone, wondering why was I making all the wrong decisions? Why can't I just be happy? What did I do to deserve not getting this, not getting that? In hindsight, each and every detour, it became a lesson in resilience, teaching me to see opportunity in hardship, to trust the wisdom of spirit. And even when the roadmap is unclear or it's simply unknown, we still move forward. Many of you here in the church and our friends on Zoom have likely encountered experiences similar to what I've described here, and more so. Overcoming illnesses, starting over from heartbreak, learning to trust again after that heartbreak, taking professional risks, taking personal risks. It is important to recognize that growth does not stem from avoiding challenges. Rather, it arises from confronting adversity directly. We may occasionally overlook the support provided by our loved ones. We may overlook the guidance from intangible forces, from spirit. However, each challenge that we face brings an opportunity to develop compassion, patience, to develop faith in ourselves and in our fellow man, and in the broader journey of life. By coming together to share both our difficulties and our successes, we learn from one another and we become each other's greatest educators. Through collaboration in both triumph and hardship, we find deeper meaning in fostering that mutual growth, raising each other up. Love, as I have come to understand in my 21 years, is not a distant ideal, but a living force that animates in the smallest gestures. I can still vividly recall a time when I carried the hurt of what was at the time an unknown misunderstanding. This person is a very, very dear friend to me. She's a friend that has always supported those around her, me included, especially me included. She's genuine in her love for her friends. And you know, without a doubt, she will always be in your corner supporting you and rooting you on. She is the friend who always has time for a chat. She's always available despite what she might have going on in her personal life. There is never a time when her issues prevent her from being there for her friends. She is the type of friend we all strive to have, and hopefully we all strive to be. I tell you this so that you understand the depth of my feeling of the tremendous shock that I had when I called her early one morning and got the notice that my phone number was blocked. I was terrified. I immediately reverted to the easy thinking, the past traumas in my life, the self-depreciating thinking that we all go through from time to time. What did I do to make my friend so mad at me that she blocked my number? Why wasn't there a conversation to help me understand what I did wrong and to apologize to her, even if there would be no forgiveness? I replayed over and over the last several interactions that I had had with her. I looked at all my social media accounts. I checked all the emails. I checked all of my text messages. I was thinking that maybe she had reached out to me for help. And I wasn't there the way that she was for me so many times over the course of our relationship. I was worried she was angry because I did not hold her to the same level that she held me. The hurt lingered, until I chose the simplest action. It was the most terrifying action, to be honest. I asked her. There's no other simple way to put it. I just asked. I sent her a message on another platform hoping that that was not also blocked. The relief that I felt in that moment when that message went through is indescribable. My friend saw the message and she immediately replied to me. Upon receiving her message, I discovered that my old thinking, my limiting beliefs, had nothing at all to do with the situation at hand. It was simply a technological issue with her cell phone. As silly as it sounds, all of that hurt, all of that anger, all of that fear, because there was an issue with her cell phone. Technology is wonderful until it's not. As you can tell, she is a very dear friend to me. But in that moment, I took the time to be proud of me. I chose to not just let the situation be. I chose to not allow that negativity to be with me any longer. I did not allow those old thoughts to encroach on my current life. I worked very hard to no longer deal with those issues. And every once in a while, they still rear their ugly heads despite all of the work that we do. The trick is responding appropriately. Much the same way I did in just asking the question, I was able to move past those feelings of hurt and anger. In that simple act of asking a question, to understand the situation rather than continuing my assumptions, my heart felt lighter. I felt genuinely happy. And I'll say it again, I felt proud of me. It's in these little moments that we see love is most present. When we choose peace over pride, kindness over anger, empathy over judgment, when we are able to set aside our ego, we can see that love itself is the expression of spirit within us. And when we act with love, we align with the deepest meaning life has to offer. We align with the divine. There are moments when the veil between worlds feels very thin. When we sense the presence of departed loved ones, we feel a sudden rush of warmth, sudden rush of comfort, a familiarity of energy that cannot be explained. I remember not long ago sitting quietly in meditation. I felt my grandmother draw near. I could almost hear her laughter. I could almost hear her gentle words of encouragement, just as I did when I was a child. During a particularly stressful period for me in regard to my health, I asked Spirit to help me overcome the fear of what was happening, and then asked one of the greatest healers our world has ever known, by the name of Harry Edwards, to step in and bring anyone with him who could help me through the situation that I was in. In that moment, I could feel the energy shift. I knew it was going to be okay. I was going to get through it. The very interesting thing about this particular situation is at the exact moment that I asked Harry to step in, because I asked him to, the other two people who were in the room who were helping me looked at one another and asked each other in unison, "Did you feel that?" I believe having them not only feel the shift at the same time that I did, but that it was tangible enough for them to verbalize to one another that they felt the same thing, was confirmation from Spirit for me. I felt real. I felt heard. I felt supported. and I felt the love from Spirit in that moment. It's during these situations that we realize we are never truly alone. The spirit world surrounds us with support through meaningful coincidences, through dreams, and the subtle signs that speak to our hearts. Perhaps you felt this presence. A favorite song on the radio when you needed comfort, a feather appearing at your feet, someone bringing up the loved one you were just thinking about out of the blue, a sudden sense of peace in a time of trouble, as I just experienced a few weeks ago. These are not mere accidents or things that are made up in your head, but gentle reminders of our eternal connection to Spirit and to each other. As spiritualists, we cherish these shared experiences. They are pivotal in creating a supportive environment for each person's story and affirming that love surpasses both time and distance. As a medium, I have been given the honor and the privilege to facilitate communication with our departed loved ones. I use evidential mediumship to connect the spirit world and our world. The role of a medium, in my opinion, is not only to bring healing to the congregation of the church or to the sitter who has requested a reading from us, but to the spirit world as well, to deliver their messages of love and support, and sometimes apology. Life's meaning is not found in only the grand moments we experience. It dwells not only in the ordinary, but in the simple times of our lives. I've discovered a deep richness in beginning each day with gratitude, thanking Spirit for the gift of breath, for waking me up each and every day, for the opportunity to love and to be loved, for the beauty that surrounds us. Even on difficult days, there is meaning in simply showing up, in offering a kind word to someone who may be suffering just a little bit more than you are, lending a listening ear to that same person, even though you're experiencing your own heartache, your own sorrow. It helps us to be joined as one. I've learned over my 21 years to make a habit of pausing before I speak, listening deeply to what is said and to what is not said. I like to savor the small joys of my life, a cup of coffee in the morning, the laughter of my granddaughter playing, which is the best sound in the world. You're 21. I am 21. Shh, don't tell. Sitting down to watch a movie with my husband, having family dinner, sitting and quietly reading a book, spending time with my friends and my loved ones, or simply just watching the sunset. These are the simple moments when meaning pools quietly, hidden right there in plain sight. Our purpose in life, it's not always a grand calling. Often it is a series of gentle choices made with love. When we live with intention, choosing to be present, to forgive, to hope, and to trust, we discover that our lives ripple outward, blessing those around us and affirming our deepest spiritual truths. So, my friends, as we continue our individual and our collective journeys, I hope you feel the embrace of the spiritual family here in your church, your local hometown, wherever that may be, and in the hamlet of Lilydale, and feel the love of your family and friends. Let's encourage each other, celebrate our differences, and support one another through every high and every low. Let's stay open to Spirit's guidance, remembering that we are loved, guided, and most importantly, we are never alone. Each of your stories, each and every one, adds depth to the beauty and the soul of your community. The simple truth of the matter is that the meaning of life is not a secret waiting to be discovered. It's not an extraordinary event or a grandiose gesture. It is to understand that it is a living tapestry that we create together, day by day, minute by minute, with every act of love and every moment of growth. This, I believe, is the true meaning of life: to love greatly, to grow bravely, to connect deeply, and to walk forward, hand in hand with Spirit and with each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. That was a lovely talk. How